I wrote this little thing out there, and I think it was pretty on the side, but I just want to make sure to press this point home. And that 2 months ago, I found myself in my basement, accompanied by a pile of monologues, a wish, and a newfound friend, frustration. Today, I find myself in the Pipe Dreams Theater with a plan and a newfound process. Today is not a performance. I'm not considering it a performance. This is an exercise in process. It is a rehearsal with no end date, meaning that I have these pieces, I'm working on them right now, and I don't consider them finished. When I'm done with this today, I'm going to keep working on them and adding to them. A few thank yous. The list is endless, but it would definitely include the Pipe Dreams administration and staff who've been kind enough and flexible enough to allow me this opportunity. Denise Myers, who has been my personal Sherpa. She's donated her time, energy, and experience guiding me step by step, because without her, yeah, I'd be in really bad shape. Finally, of course, Angie and Aiden, who have sacrificed quality time and given immeasurable support. With this being a rehearsal in mind, I'll just go ahead and tell you what I'm going to do right now. And then what I'll do is I'll just go from one to another. And I'm not going to stop in between. There will be a prologue. I'll be doing Lance from Two Gents. Jay Please from, see, I know I'm nervous now, I'm forgetting the names of everything. From As You Like It. Edmund from Lear. Benedict from Much Ado. Posthumous from Cymbeline. Ford from Merry Wives. Bolingbroke from Richard II, Caliban from Tempest, Angelo from Measure, and a little ending piece from the Tempest as well. It's completely possible that I'll go up on a line. If I do, I'll just step out and catch my line and come back. But cool, good. Like part of me is tempted to any questions? Yeah, give me just a second, and then I'll come in. Woo! That would ascend the brightest heaven of invention. A kingdom for a stage, princes to act, and monarchs to behold the swelling scene. Then should the warlike Harry, like himself, assume the port of Mars, and at his heels, leashed in like hounds, should famine, sword, and fire crouch for employment. But pardon, gentles, all the flat, unraised spirit that hath dared on this unworthy scaffold to bring forth so great an object. Can this cockpit hold the vasty fields of France? Can this cockpit hold the vasty fields of France?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Cockpit hold the vasty fields of France?
No!
Or may we cram within this wooden oval the very cast that did affright the air at Agincourt? Oh, pardon. Since a crooked figure may attest in a little place a million, and let me cipher to this great account on your imaginary forces work. Think, when I talk of horses, that you see them, printing their proud hooves in the receiving earth, for 'tis your thoughts that now must deck our kings, carry them here and there, leaping o'er time, turning the accomplishment of many years into an hourglass, for the which supply admit me chorus to this history, who prologue like your humble patience pray, gently to hear, kindly to judge my play. I am but a fool. Look, you. And yet I have the wit to think my master is a kind of knave. But he lives not now that knows me to be in love. But I am in love. But a team of horse shall not pluck that from me, nor who 'tis I love. And yet 'tis a woman. But what woman? I will not tell myself. And yet 'tis a milkmaid. 'Tis not a maid, for she hath had gossips. And yet 'tis a maid, for she is her master's maid and serves for wages. She hath more qualities than a water spaniel. Which is much in a bare Christian. Here is the catalogue of her condition. She can fetch and carry. Why, a horse can do no more. Nay, a horse cannot fetch, but only carry. Therefore she is better than a jade. Item. She can milk. Oh. Look you, what sweet virtue in a maid with clean hands. Shh. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They are their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts, his acts being 7 ages. At first the infant, mewling and puking in the nurse's arms. Then the whining schoolboy, with his satchel and shining morning face, creeping like snail unwillingly to school. And then the lover, sighing like furnace, with a woeful ballad made to his mistress' eyebrow. And then the soldier, full of strange oaths and bearded like the pard, jealous in honor, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubble reputation even in the cannon's mouth. And then the justice, in fair round belly, with good cape and line, with eye severe and beard of formal cut, full of wise saws and modern instances, and so he plays his part. The sixth day shifts into the lean and slippered pantaloon with spectacles on nose and pouch on side, his youthful hose well saved, a world too wide for his shrunk shank, and his big manly voice turning again toward childish treble, pipes and whistles in his sound. The last scene of all that ends this strange, eventful history is second childishness and mere oblivion. Sans teeth, sans eyes, sans taste, sans everything. Thou nature art my goddess, to thy law my services are bound. Wherefore should I stand in the plague of custom, and permit the curiosity of nations to deprive me, for that I am some 12 or 14 moonshines lack of a brother? Why bastard? Wherefore base, when my dimensions are as well compact, my mind is generous, and my shape as true as honest madam's issue? Why brand thee us with base? With baseness, bastardy base. Base? Who, in the lusty stealth of nature, take more composition and fierce quality than doth within a dull, stale, tired bed. Go to the creating a whole tribe of fops got between sleep and wake. Ah. Then, legitimate Edgar, I must have your land. Our father's love is to the bastard Edmund as to the legitimate. It's a fine word, legitimate. Well, my legitimate, if this letter speed and my intention thrive, Edmund the base shall top the legitimate. I grow, I prosper. Now, gods, stand up for bastards. This can be no trick. The conference was sadly born. They had the truth of this from Hero. They seem to pity the lady. It seems her affections have their full bent. Love? Me? Why? It must be requited. I hear how I am censored. They say I will bear myself proudly if I perceive the love come from her. They say, too, she would rather die than give any sign of affection. I did never think to marry. I must not seem proud. Happy are they that can hear their detractions and put them to mending. They say the lady is fair. 'Tis a truth, I can bear them witness. And virtuous, 'tis so, I cannot reprove it. And wise. But for loving me, by my troth, it shall be no addition to her wit, nor no great testament of her folly, for I will be horribly in love with her. I may chance have some odd quirks and remnants of wit broken on me because I have railed so long against marriage. But doth not the appetite alter? A man loves the meat in his youth, he cannot endure in his age. Quips and sentences and paper bullets of the brain awe a man from the career of his humor? No! The world must be peopled! And when I said I would die a bachelor, I did not think I should live till I were married. Here comes Beatrice now. Oh, by this day, she's a fine lady. I do spy some marks of love in her. Is there no way for men to be, but women must be half workers? We are all bastards. And that most venerable man, which I did call my father, was I know not where when I was stabbed. Some coiner with his tools made me a counterfeit. Yet my mother seemed to die, and of that time so doth my wife, the nonpareil of this. Oh, vengeance. Vengeance! Me, of my lawful pleasure she restrained, and prayed me oft forbearance. Did it with a pudency so rosy the sweet dew on might well have warmed old Saturn, that I thought her as chaste as unsunned snow. Oh, all the devils! This yellow Iachimo, in an hour, was not, or less, at first. Perchance he spoke not, but like a full acorn boar. A German one cried, oh, and mounted. Found no opposition, but what he looked for should oppose, and she should from encounter guard. Could I find out the woman's part in me? For there's no vice, for there's no motion that tends to vice a man, but I affirm it is the woman's part. Be it lying, noted, the woman's. Flattering, hers. Deceiving, hers. Lust and rank thoughts, hers. Hers. Ambitions, covetings, change of prides, disdain, slanders, mutability, all the faults that may be named, nay, that hell knows why hers in part or all, but rather all. For even to vice, they are not constant, but are changing still. One vice, but of a minute old, for one not half so old as that. I'll write against them, detest them, curse them. Yet 'tis greater skill in a true hate to pray they have their will. The very devils cannot plague them better. What a damned Epicurean rascal is this? Oh, my heart is ready to crack with impatience. Who says this is improvident jealousy?
My wife hath said to him, the hour is fixed, the match is made. Would any man have thought this? And I shall not only receive this villainous wrong, but stand under the adoption of abominable terms, and by him that does me this wrong. Terms. Names. Amamon. Sounds well. Lucifer. Well. Barbason. Well. Yet these are devil's additions, the names of fiends, but cuckold. Whittle. Cuckold. Oh, the devil himself hath not such a name. Page is an ass. A secure ass. Oh, he will trust his wife. He will not be jealous. I would rather trust a Fleming with my butter, Parson Hugh, the Welshman with my cheese, an Irishman with my aqua vitae bottle, or a thief. To walk my ambling gelding than my wife with herself. Then she plots, then she ruminates, then she devises, and what they think in their hearts they may effect. They will break their hearts, but they will effect. Oh, God be praised for my jealousy. 11 o'clock the hour. I will prevent this. Detect my wife. Be revenged on Falstaff. And laugh at Page. I will about it. Better 3 hours too soon than a minute too late. 5, 5, 5. Bring forth these men. Bushy and green. I will not vex your souls, since presently your souls must part your bodies, with too much urging your pernicious lives, for 'twere no charity. Yet, to wash your blood from off my hands, here in the view of men, I will unfold some causes of your deaths. You have misled a prince, a royal king, a happy gentleman in blood and lineaments, by you unhappied and disfigured clean. You have in manner with your sinful hours made a divorce betwixt his queen and him, broke the possession of a royal bed, and stained the beauty of a fair queen's cheeks with tears drawn from her eyes by your foul wrongs. Myself, a prince by fortune of my birth, near to the king in blood and near in love, till you did make him misinterpret me, have stooped my neck under your injuries, and sighed my English breath in foreign clouds, eating the bitter bread of banishment, whilst you have fed upon my seigneuries, dispark my parks, and felled my forest woods, from mine own windows torn my household coat, raised out my impress, leaving me no sign save men's opinion and my living blood to show the world I am a gentleman. This, and much more. Much more than twice all this condemns you to the death. See them delivered over to execution. And the hand of death.
I must eat my dinner. This island's mine. By Sycorax, my mother, which thou tak'st from me when thou camest first. Thou madest much of me, which give me water with berries in't, and teach me how to name the bigger light, and how the rest that burn by day and night. And then I loved thee, and showed thee all the qualities of the isle, the fresh springs, brine pits, barren place, and fertile. Cursed be I that did so. All the charms of Sycorax, toads, beetles, bats, light on you, for I am all the subjects that you have, which first was mine own king. And here you sty me in this hard rock, whilst you do keep from me the rest of the island? I know, prithee. I must obey. His art is of such power, it would control my damned god Setebos and make a vassal of him.
What's this? What's this? Is this her fault or mine? The tempter or the tempted? Who sins most? Not she, nor doth she tempt, but it is I, that lying by the violet in the sun do as the carrion does, not as the flower, corrupt with virtuous season. Can it be that modesty may more betray men's sight than woman's likeness? Having waste ground enough, shall we desire to raise the sanctuary and pitch our evils there? Oh, fie, 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 what dost thou, or what art thou, Angelo? Dost thou desire her family for those things that make her good? Let her brother live. Thieves for their robbery have authority when judges steal themselves. What, do I love her? That I desire to hear her speak again. Feast upon her eyes. What is I dream on? Oh, cunning enemy, that to catch a saint with saints dost bait thy hook. Never could the strumpet, with all her double vigor, art and nature, once stem my temper. But this virtuous maid subdues me quite. Ever till now, when Men were fond? I smiled and wondered how. Now my charms are all overthrown, and what strength I have's mine own, which is most faint. Now 'tis true, I must be here confined by you or sent to Naples. Let me not, since I have my dukedom got, and pardon the deceiver, dwell in this bare isle by your spell, but release me from my bands with the help of your good hands. Gentle breath of yours my sails must fill, or else my project fails, which was to please. Now I want spirit to enforce, art to enchant, and my ending is despair, unless I be relieved by prayer, which pierces so that it assaults mercy itself and frees all faults. As you from crimes would pardoned be, let your indulgence set me free. Yeah, appreciate you coming out. Yeah, have a good night. Have a safe night. Take care, everybody.